Hello, everyone. This is Dr. Dave of the Shrink Wrap Radio Psychology Podcast coming to you once again. And today I'm talking about my episode number 484, Doing Effective Couples Therapy with Julie Gottman, PhD. By the way, I've got a bit of a cold today, so you may hear it in my voice. Maybe I'll sniff a little. I've had a bad case of the sniffles. This particular podcast interview is based on a book, and here is the book. And the title is 10 Principles for Doing Effective Couples Therapy with Julie Schwartz Gottman and John M. Gottman, with a foreword by Daniel J. Siegel. So these are really heavy hitters. I don't know if you read the book by Malcolm Gladwell called Blink. I think it was his first book. And in it, he did an extensive profile on the research of John Gottman, who was studying couples in a kind of laboratory setting. And what I seem to recall is they discovered that they could tell who was still going to be married in sort of a virtual blink. That is, within about 5 seconds or so, if they had a couple discussing a conflictual issue, that very quickly they would be able to tell who would be married or divorced, that is, who would be divorced within 5 years. And he continued in that line of research and refined it and refined it and refined it. Somewhere along the line, he met Julie Schwartz Gottman, who was a psychotherapist. And so they got married, and then they began to kind of collaborate and develop a model together that included not only his extensive grounding in research, but her extensive grounding in psychotherapy. And so really, this is a wonderful case of science and art, if you will, coming together, or the laboratory and the real world, practical world coming together, which we need more and more of. And so they've done a wonderful job in this book. And this is a book which would appeal to a very wide audience, certainly to any therapist, whether they're currently doing couples work or not, because if they're not, it might inspire them to get the training to do it. And the Gottmans offer this training all over the world. They've done thousands of workshops, and between them they've got more than 55 years of experience. So, and one of the things we discuss is that many therapists kind of avoid couples therapy because they have the idea that it's going to be a lot harder, and they're not sure that they're up to it, or perhaps it wasn't really included in their training. So, and other people for whom this book and the podcast will appeal are, of course, students in training, but also couples who maybe are having some difficulty, and this will give them some ideas about how they got into that difficulty and how to get past it. Or couples that are not having difficulty, but who want to look ahead at the potential pitfalls to make sure they don't stumble into them. So I'm a big fan of their approach. I think they are the go-to people for couples therapy, and right now I think this is the go-to book. So once again, it's Shrink Wrap Radio number 484, Doing Effective Couples Therapy with Julie Gottman. So do it.